everyone, welcome back to day 3 of the fitness application project. So in this video we'll be implementing the second screen where we can see different forms of exercises being rendered for each type of fitness card. So if you remember, inside the home screen we basically render different fitness cards in the first video, in the second video. So in today's video, on press of each of the fitness card, we should be taken to the next screen and we will show different forms of exercises regarding that fitness card. Okay, so let's get started. And if you're new to my channel, please hit the like button and subscribe for more such content. So the first step is to to initialize React navigation to our system. So let us go do that. Okay, so we are already inside the React navigation docs. So firstly, let's go to getting started, and then let us click on yarn since we're using yarn, and then let's install this dependency. So open up a new terminal over here, paste that, hit enter. And the next one is, since we are using Expo managed project, we are going to install with the help of this code. So paste that over there. So now let's move on to React navigation, and then let's install the React navigation / native stack. Hit enter. Yeah, I think we have installed all the dependencies required for navigation. So now we have to create a native stack navigator as they've given. So let's go to our root of the application and then create a new file and name it as stack navigator.js, then rnfes to get the shorthand snippet. Save the file. So let's just go copy the boilerplate code they've given over here. That is the navigation container. So instead of the view, let us paste this one, and let's import a navigation container from React navigation / native, and let's also initialize our create native stack navigator over here. So copy that and paste it right here. Let's import this as well and save the file. So now we have set up the stack navigator. So let's also import our home screen from our screens folder. So now let's save the file. So now we have initialized the stack navigator. So now let's import it inside our app.js. So instead of the view, we are simply going to return the stack navigator over here and save the file. So we should be seeing the initial screen coming. Okay, try to register 2 views with the same name. Let's see what is happening. Only one screen, group or React, not fragment. Okay, we have given the name as home and then component as home screen. Okay, we have initialized the native stack here. Inside our app, we are simply rendering it. I think it's pretty much right. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's cut the server. Let us run the application again. Okay, so Expo start, run on your simulator. Let's refresh the app and hopefully it should work, because I think everything is pretty much right. We have the navigation container, we have our stack.navigator and the stack.screen. Okay, let's see what's happening. Fitness project. Okay, yeah, now we are able to see the home screen. I don't know what went wrong previously. So as you can see, we can see the title which says home, so that we do not want it. All right, so to remove that, we will provide some options in our stack.screen. So let's write options and let us give header shown, and we are going to set it to be false. So save the file. So that should pretty much go. All right, so now what we do is, so now let us first create another screen so that we can navigate from this screen to the next screen. Okay, so let's go to our screens folder and new file. Now let's say workout screen.js. and then rnfes to get the shorthand snippet. Save the file. So now we have created the screen. So now let us initialize our screen inside our stack navigator. Okay, so again let us write stack.screen. So the name is going to be workout, and the component is going to be workout screen, and the options over here as well, we are going to set it to false. That is the header shown, and let us close it. So now let us import our workout screen from our screens folder. Save the file. Okay, none of these files exist. Let's see if we have done anything wrong. Save. Workout screen, I think there is a spelling error, most probably. Yes, the O is small, it's not capital. Let's change it over here itself. Yeah, now it should not give that error. Nope. Oh yeah, we should change here as well, right? Yeah, so now it's working properly. So now let us go to our fitness card, fitness cards component, where we have rendered different fitness card. So over here we will provide a on press event on the card, and then we will be so that we can navigate to the next screen. So let us initialize. So first let us check if everything is working fine. So let's provide on press event here. Let's just write a console.1. So let's give a message saying you pressed on. Over here let us pass the item.name and save. So if I press on the first card, it should give me full body. Yeah, you pressed on full body, and over here it should give me arm beginner. Right, it's working fine. So over here we will initialize our navigation. So let's do that. So const navigation equals to use navigation. Let's import it as well. And over here, instead of the console.1 message, we are going to navigate to the next screen. Yeah, so over here we will provide the name of the screen we want to navigate to. So inside our stack navigator, we want to navigate to the workout screen, right? So the name we have given is workout. So let's copy that, and inside our fitness card, let's just go paste workout here. So if you pretty much check out the design, so this is the workout screen. So initially we have the image, and at the bottom we have different exercises being rendered and some information regarding them. So we will pass the information as well. Over here we are going to pass the image, so it's going to be our item.image, and we are also going to pass the exercises array. It's going to be item.exercises. So this is pretty much coming from the data over here. So if you check out the data, we have the image and we have the exercises array. I'm just copying it again so that I don't make a spelling error. So exercise is going to be item.exercises. I think it's right. So save the file. Let's also grab the ID and then send it as well. Okay, save it. So now if I press on the first card, I should be pretty much taken to the next screen. Let's go check that out. Yeah, so we are going to the next screen. So as you can see, the workout text is almost touching the status bar. So let us make use of a safe area view, and then let us start working. So safe area view, save the file. Yeah, so you can see a workout in the correct position. So here we will make use of the use root hook, and then we will get the information from the previous screen. So const root equals to use root. This is also from React navigation /native. So let us console.log the root.params that we're getting from the previous screen. So save the file. Yeah, so we are getting the image, we're getting the ID, and we are getting the exercises over here. So let us start designing. So the first thing we require is the image, as you can see. So let us go do that over here. Instead of the text, let us make use of the image tag, and let's import it from our React Native. So image will take a source. All right, so for the source we have the URI. So it's going to be item.image, not item.image, it's going to be a root.params. Over here we will access the image. Okay, so image. So let's provide some basic width and height so that we can see the image on the screen. So let's say width of 100% and a height of 170. Let's save the file. Yeah, so you can see the image coming up on the screen. So over here, let us provide a background color of white and a bit of margin top. Okay, that didn't do any good, I think so. Of 10. Okay, never mind, let's start working. Okay, so after this image we have that back button so that we can move back to the previous screen. So let us go initialize our buttons. So export icons.fyi. Okay, so let us search for that back button. Yeah, so let's take this one from ion icons, copy the code and then paste the import code. Let's also copy the render component code, and then just beneath the image we will paste it, and then we will make it position of absolute so that it comes on the image. Okay, so style equals to position of absolute. Okay, say top of 30 and left of 20. Save the file. Yeah, you can pretty much see it. Let's give a bit of more spacing on the top. I think it is on the image. Let us just make the color to be white instead of black. All right, so let's give a format once. Yeah, save the file. Yeah, so you can see that back icon coming. So let's increase the size a bit to 28. All right, so let us also initialize the navigation over here. So on press of the back icon, we should be able to navigate to the previous screen back. Okay, so use navigation. So over here we will write on press. We are simply just going to write navigation dot go back. Okay, save the file. So now if I press on that button, I should be taken back to the previous screen. Okay, come back to any other thing, we can see the image and the icon being rendered. So the next thing we render is the exercises. Okay, so let's go do that. So right after the any icons over here, let us map through our exercises, that is root.params.exercises dot map. For every item comma index, we are going to return, let's say, a pressable. So firstly, let's import our pressable from React Native, and over here we are going to render a image tag. That's the first one. So this is going to take the source, so this is going to take the URI. So if you see inside our exercises array, we have a image. Okay, so here it's going to be item.image, that's going to be the URI. So item.image. So let's provide some basic styling so that we can see it on the screen. So let's say width of 90 and a height of 92. I think image is already imported, so let's save the file. Yeah, so you can see pretty much all the images coming up on the screen. So let's also provide the index, or it's just going to give that warning. So key equals to index. Save the file. Yeah, so for the pressable, let us give a bit of margin. It's almost touching towards the left part of the screen. So margin of 10. All right, and then we are going to render the text message. Okay, we will actually render a view which contains two texts. So the first text is for the name and the second is for the number of sets. Okay, so text, it's going to be item.name. So the second text is going to be item.sets. Okay, so save the file. Yeah, so for the pressable, let us give a flex direction of row and align items of center, and let's save the file. So the text comes towards the right. All right, so now for the view that which contains the text, let's give some spacing on the left it's almost touching the image, so let's say margin left of 10. Yeah, so for the first text, let's give a font size of 18 and a font weight of bold. Okay, let's make it to 17. Yeah, so over here let us provide that X value before we are rendering that. All right, so now what we do is, for this thing, let us give some spacing towards the top, margin top of 4, and a font size of 16, and let's say color of gray. Save the file. Yeah, so we are getting that properly. So let's increase the font size a bit, it's looking a bit too small, so let's say 18. All right, okay. Yeah, so as you can see, now we are not able to scroll through the list, okay, because we are using a safe area view. So instead of that, let us use scroll view. So over here, let's initialize scroll view from React Native. So instead of a safe area view, let's write scroll view at the top and bottom. So save the file. Yeah, so the image is going to at the top. Let's give a margin top of 50. All right, now we are good to go. So now as you can see, we can scroll through the list, okay, and we can see that vertical scroll bar coming. So let's go remove that. So over here, let us just write attributes which says show vertical scroll indicator, and we are going to set it to false. So now that should be gone. Yeah, so now what we'll do is we will render that button which says start. So we are going to render it after the scroll view. All right, so over here, let us provide a pressable. So now it's going to freak out because we need to only render a single component. So we will make use of the tags, and then that should be gone. All right, so copy that, just paste it after the pressable, after the closing tag of the pressable. Okay, so save the file. Over here, this will take a text which says start. Okay, yeah, so now as you can see, we can see that text coming. It's almost at the bottom. So let's give some styling so we can make it look beautiful. So background color of blue, okay, a bit of padding, internal spacing of 10, and then we will write a margin left of auto, and then a margin right of, no, not margin top, a margin right of auto, and then yeah, so for the text, let us give some styling. Let's say text align center. Okay, let's give the color and set it to be white, and font size is going to be, let's say, 15. I don't think it's bold. Okay, I think it is a bit bold, so let's give a font weight. Okay, and let us set it to be 600. And next thing we do is, for our pressable, let us give a margin vertical. Okay, and let's set it to be 20. So let's format it once so that everything can be seen properly. Yeah, so that's the code for pressable. Let's save it. Yeah, so pretty much we can see the start button coming, and we can scroll through the list as well. So let's give some border radius to the pressable. Okay, border radius, and let's see a 6. All right, yeah, I think it is looking good. It contains a bit of width. Okay, so width of, let's say, 120. All right, cool, I think it's looking good. Okay, so now what we do is, on press of the start button, we should be taken to the next screen, that is this one, and we should show the first exercise that is present over here, that is arm raises. Okay, so first, to do that, let us create another screen. So let's go to our screens folder, and over here let us create, let's say, a fit screen .js, and then rnfes to get the shorthand snippet. Save the file once. So now let us initialize our screen inside a stack navigator. So the name is going to be fit component fit screen, and over here also we are going to provide options, and we are going to set the header to be false. Okay, so let us let us import our fit screen from our screens folder. So save the file once. And now if we go to a workout screen, we will provide a on press event on the start button. Okay, let us just do a check if it is working. So console.1 press. Okay, save the file. So let's press on the start button. Yeah, so it's working properly. So now let us initialize navigation. It's already initialized. So over here, instead of the console.1ing a message, we are going to write navigation.navigate. Over here, as you know, we should pass the name of the screen we want to navigate to. So in our stack navigator, we pass the name as fit. So over here, let us write fit. And as you know, inside our fit screen, we need access to our exercises. So we will be passing that over here. So exercises is going to be root.params.exercises. Okay, I think that's the only thing needed over here. So let's save the file and let us remove all the unnecessary console.logs. That is this one. Comment that out. So inside of its screen too, we will be making use of the use root hook so that we can get access to our exercises array. So const root equals to use root, and let's import it as well from React navigation/native. Over here we will be console.logging our root.params, basically our exercise array, if it's coming correctly or not. That is just a checker. So save the file. Okay, so now if I press on our start button, okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, pretty much we are coming into the next screen and we are getting that exercises array. Okay, so this is the pretty much information. So now let us start building up the screen over here. So over here what we do is, as you can see, the same thing is happening again. That is, the text is almost touching the status bar. So inside our fit screen, let's again make use of a safe area view. Okay, so now let us also import our safe area view. Come on, not style sheet, safe area view. Save the file. Yeah, so you can see the text fitness screen appearing. So now we will render the first image. So the way to render the first image is, okay, let's make use of use state first. I'll explain what is happening. So let us first initialize our use state. The x comma set index equals to use state of, we will give an initial value of 0. So the way this works is, we will render the first image inside our exercises array, first GIF, okay, and we will also render the number of sets and the done button. So on press of the done button, we should be taken to the next screen, that is a rest screen, as you saw in the demo video, and come back to the fit screen itself. And inside our fit screen, we should be then showing the second exercise present in our exercises array. Okay, so in this video we will be just building the initial screen, I mean not the initial screen, the initial exercise, and in the next video we will be rendering the previous and skip button too, and then we'll be implementing the later part. Okay, so over here we have initialized our use state and then we have given an initial value of 0. So now let us initialize our exercises. Let's say exercise equals to root.params.exercises. So this is the information that we get from the previous screen. Over here, let us access another value, that is the current value, that is the image we want. So over here we are just going to pass exercises of index. So since the index value is initialized to 0, we are going to get the first exercise that is present inside our exercises array. So let's check the value if it is getting right or not. So let's console.log current. Okay, let us give a message which says first exercise. Okay, and then save the file. So we should be pretty much getting the first one which says arm raises. Okay, so let's save the file once. Okay, can't find use state. Let's import that from React. So import use state. Save the file. Let's go to this again. So if I press on the start button inside our log, we should, yeah, as you can see, this is the first exercise. We are getting the ID, we are getting the name, we are getting the sets, and we are getting the image as well. Okay, so this is the way to do it. We have simply initialized the use state and then we have given the initial value and we have set it to be 0, and we are making use of a current value, and we are initializing it to x size of index. So x size of index in the sense x size of 0. So inside we are simply accessing the first element, first object that is present inside our exercises array. That is the first item. So based on this item we are rendering our image. Okay, so instead of the text we are going to write an image tag, and we are also going to import it from React Native. Yeah, so image is going to take a source, and it's also going to take the URI. That's going to be current dot image. All right, so let's give the styling a width of 100% and let's say height of 350. Yeah, so as you can see, we can see the first image pretty much coming up. Let's increase the height a bit, 370. All right, so the next thing we do is we render the name of the exercise. Okay, so text. Here we are going to render current dot, I think it's name. Yeah, name. Okay, over here, style. Let's give a margin left of auto as well as a margin right of auto. Save the file. Not margin top, margin right of auto, and a margin top of 30, and a font size of 30, a font weight of bold. Yeah, I think that's it for the text part. Save the file. Yeah, so we are getting the text being rendered. So the next thing we render is the number of sets to be done. Okay, here it's going to be current dot let's say sets. Over here let us provide that value x. Save the file. So we'll copy the pretty much same styling for the text given above, and then let's make changes later. Okay, so save the file. Let's increase it a bit, that is the font size basically. Instead of 30, let's give 38. Yeah, I think it's good. Let's give it a format. So now we will render our button. So that is right after the text. So let's initialize a pressable. Let's import it from React Native. All right, so now what we do is inside a pressable, let us give a text which says done. Yeah, so we are getting the text. So for the style, let's give a background color of blue, and then a margin left of auto, margin right of auto, and then a bit of spacing on the top, let's say 20, and a bit of border radius of let's say 8, and some internal spacing of padding, that is 10. Give a format once. So that's the styling for pressable. Hopefully it should work. Let's also write the styling for the text. So style equals to let's say text align center. Okay, and then the next thing is it bold? Yeah, it is bold. So font weight of bold. So font weight bold, and then font size of let's say 20. Yeah, so pretty much let's save the file. Yeah, so you can see the done button coming. So let's increase the width a bit, let's say 120. No, it's actually a bit too much, so 150. Yeah, and for the text, let's give the color of white. Let's also increase the border radius a bit, 20. Yeah, I think 20 is looking good. A bit of more spacing on the top, so 30. Yeah, I think it's looking really good. So now what we do is I think we are pretty much done in today's video. So in the next video what we do is in the on press of the done button, we are going to the rest screen as I said, and we will take a break of let's say 3 seconds or 5 seconds, and then come back to this screen. And if we come back to the screen again, we should be showing the second exercise pretty much. So the way to do that is very simple. We are simply going to set index to be index plus 1. Okay, so that index will become 0 to 1, and we are going to show the second exercise. Okay, so that's the way we are going to do it. And then we'll also be rendering the previous button and the skip button, and then we will be implementing that too. So I think that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Let's see you in the next.